speaking of tax, did I tell you guys that when I went to America, I had to pay tax? I only earned, what, 2K over 2 months? I earned less than minimum wage because apparently there's like a whole thing in America where if you work in a camp, then technically you can be paid under minimum wage for whatever reason. Don't really know how that works, but okay, America. I got taxed on that money, which is kind of crazy because in the UK, you could earn up to, I think it's 11 grand before you actually start getting taxed on it. Because, like, at some points, it's just not worth it. And, like, let the broke person keep their money. But America apparently they do not believe in such thing as personal income. So, after all of that, I was like, okay, fine. You know what? Take the money. It's fine. At the end of the day, I still get $2,000. And, you know, I'm a little youngin'. I only just turned 20 at the time. So, like, that's the most amount of money I've ever held at one point in time. Great. Fantastic. Everyone wins until it came to April. So they had me file my taxes. And now this shit was confusing as hell. When I say it was confusing as hell, I truly, really mean it. I don't know what's going on across the pond, man. To my understanding, and those of you who are working, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I am not the most well-informed person on taxes in the UK to speak on it. But my understanding of taxes in the UK is basically as long as you have like one job, if you have two / you're self-employed, it's a little bit harder because you kind of have to do some things yourself. Other than that, if you have your job, the taxes are taken out for you. You don't really have to do anything. And like, it's kind of like all on them to sort out, not really you per se. Oh my God. Trying to do this American tax form, I swear to God, it was harder than me trying to learn quantum mechanics. And I can say that because I've been trying to learn quantum mechanics as part of my fucking degree. I'm convinced that they make this shit as hard as possible for no reason. It can't be that bad. It is that bad. It is. It really is. So let's go on a journey together on how this tax situation happened. First, I went to my agency because there's a bunch of different. Basically, when you go to work in America, there's a bunch of different agencies that you can go and speak to, and then they help you like go across the pond to work. So the most famous agency is actually the agency called Camp America, and then there's a bunch of other agencies. So I go to my agency just goes, lol, you're on your own, figure it out. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean figure it out? If you knew I have to pay taxes, you're not going to help me in any shape or form to pay taxes for a country that I don't even fucking know? Like, you guys are the ones that helped me to go there. I thought y'all knew your shit. Apparently they didn't. So then I was like, okay, let me look around. I found out that Camp America had a deal with this one company. This shit was costing me £80. I said, hold on, £80 to file my taxes. Like 80. To file taxes when I only earned about 1 grand a month. What are we on about? Why am I also having to pay this now, fucking nearly a whole year after the fact, and not closer to the actual time? AKA when I actually had all of my damn money to pay for this. Like, I don't have none of that money left no more. I'm broke as shit. So now you're asking broke me to pay? Okay, sure. Whatever. Let's see if I can find a free way to pay my taxes instead. I go to the IRS website. The IRS goes, here are a bunch of different websites that you can use to pay for your taxes for free. Turns out, all of these websites, they're only for if you're actually American, because they all ask you for an American address, for an American phone number, etc. Is £80 through the IRS? No, it's not to the IRS. It's £80 through a different company. The IRS says there's a free way to file, but it's only free if you're American. What a great system! It's free and guided if you're an American. If not, you can do it for free by yourself. Like, the IRS will just ask you the questions and then you just answer the questions. But here's the issue. The questions aren't like in fucking colloquial English. Like in my one, it was like, okay, so what is this on your W-2 form? I don't know what that fucking is, bro. Like, we need to, what the hell does that mean? So I started looking around. At this point, it's been 3 hours. I'm stressing out. I'm looking. Nothing. I'm looking on Reddit. Nothing. I'm looking on fucking like random ass forum websites from 8 years ago on not Save the Student, on like those student forum websites of people being like, I went to Camp America. Do I have to pay tax? yes, you do. This is how you do it. I look on all those websites. No one's helping me because they're sending me to these things that I can't sign up for because you need an American phone number or you need an American address. And I don't have any of those because I'm international. None of these things are for internationals. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll go and just pay the fucking £80. I start doing the form. Do you know how pissed off I was when I figured out that this £80 that I'm paying is basically also a scam? Because not only is it that I have to just fill in everything myself, like I would have had to anyways if the IRS like had the fucking, if they spoke in colloquial English. Because literally the form would be like, iOS website would basically be like, get your W2 form and put in the code. This thing that I thought I was paying £80 for them to fucking do it, it's not. It's £80 for me to do it, I guess, just on their website for the funsies, because I like the UI. Because if the iOS website says, use the code on the W2 form, this website would basically be like, use the code on the W2 form. You can find the code in the top left. So all you're doing me is basically just pointing out on the sheet where I have to read. I thought you guys were doing this for me. Like, I'm still doing all of this. So after doing all of this, I get to the end. It tells me after I've spent a grand 3 fucking hours trying to figure this out, you're gonna get $8 back on your tax return. And I'm like, $8? So you're telling me I did all of this shit for $8? No Y or anything on the end. So I'm actually losing money from trying to do my taxes. Are we being for real? I'm losing more money just purely because I'm an international. Because there are guided free ways to do it as a national citizen or someone who's living in America. But if you're international and you, out of the good of your heart, went and worked in America, fuck you. You're going into more debt just to pay taxes to us. And then after all of that, they went, yeah, so that's an $8 state tax return. No, federal tax return. If you have state tax return, honestly, we're not sure. According to the answers that you put in, you don't have a state tax return. But, you know, if you did it wrong, that is your fault that you did it wrong. And you can still be legally charged. So what the fuck was the £80 for? Why did you take my money? If you didn't do anything, why did you take my fucking money? And then after all of that, when I finish everything and it tells me, oh, $8, it's like, okay, so now what you need to do is you need to print off all of these sheets, you need to sign them, and you need to post them to America. What the fuck is going on? Why am I going this like 20-step fucking process just to file taxes for something I did a year ago when I didn't even earn that much money? Oh my god, the whole time I was about to crash out. I was so pissed off. Literally, by the end of it, I just went into the bed and I was just there with my bed like, why the fuck did that take so long? This took all of my energy. And it was just, I was just there thinking like, so I paid this company £80 for me to do it myself, for them to not help me, and for it to basically be like, if you get it wrong, this can affect your chances to go to America again in the future. It can mess up you getting a visa to come to the country. You may go to jail for fraud, yada yada. What do you mean? I've tried so hard to get help for this situation, and it feels like I'm basically on the edge of being thrown into prison. Anyways, it's so very unserious. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. So now, you know what? Every single time it's tax season, let's all pray for our brothers and sisters in that fucking whatever the hell you call that place, because that's not a country. Taxes shouldn't be this damn hard to do. I'll be so for real.